And referee for the occasion from New Zealand in Wellington, James McPhail. His 47th match on the IRB HSBC World 7 Series. England get underway. They are playing in the blue shirts. First possession to Spain, taken in by Rallies. Glorious conditions here, and as you can see, sun in the eyes of the English team, so conditions will favour the Spanish in the first 7 minutes as they infringe. Fejo, the 30-year-old, here in his 15th event. Joined in commentary by Rod Kafer, and Rod's second game for both of these teams. No doubt England desperate to score as many points as they can. If you see the tackle there coming in from James Rodwell.
They have to. They were poor in their opening game, Willie. They were very poor, so...
Now let's start again. Hold out again.
Referee not happy with the movement. Both teams closing the gap, and he's gone back and said, let's have it again. What
a moment for that man that was on screen. Consecutive tournaments. This is his 35th. Is Rodders, as they call him, James Rodwell. As we now get back to play. Blanco. Spain controlling all of the possession in the first 60 seconds of this match. Blanco is there again. 2-on-2. Step on the inside there by Luis Rallies. And guilty of not supporting their own body weight and holding on to the ball. Quick tap taken here by England. Lewis Pratt. Brightwell. Now they get it wide. This is Norton. He's in terrific nick as Dan Norton. Good tackle there coming in from Luis Rallies. England in possession. Players out to the left. Opting to now change the point of attack. Coming back to the blind. This is Turner. Well, is that ball out?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, says the referee, and so possession to Spain.
Line out.
Just unlucky, caught a foot on the line on the far side of field. Spain been quite patient so far with the ball.
There's a mark.
Waiting for opportunity. They were impressive in their earlier match. You can see there that Dalek just putting his foot into touch.
Yeah, good awareness there by the assistant referee, also our cameraman, straight onto it. Well done.
Not straight.
Well, that's not straight. These mistakes that are happening at second game, I mean, that's, well, it's crucial, isn't it?
I mean, that line-out's a pretty basic skill. Ben Ryan not happy looking on.
He sets high standards. I know that the guys have been in training camp for a period of time now, and they've also, actually on their way here to Australia, decided to acclimatise and spend a little bit of time in Hong Kong.
Touch. Sit.
A little bit of shopping in Hong Kong. Spain, that is their goal line, you can see. But they are in possession, and so as long as they can hold on to the ball, no problem about where they can attack from. Now they look to move it. 3-on-2. Good defence there shown by Brightwell, and also Rodwell assessing the situation and just pushing across. Blanco. Well, he's a good player, is Carlos Blanco, the 27-year-old from the Vigo club. That's not a great pass, right in front of the sticks. England trying to turn the play up to get some possession. It's been all Spain in the first 3 minutes.
Oh, just a hack into touch, take the pressure off. They've weathered they've been able to hold the ball, and they've shown good composure when they've got the ball. The earlier match today, they were very good, Spain, when they spread it wide. They looked impressive with the ball in hand. Haven't had that space or width on their game so far, Willie, and it's been all tight. England sort of really choking them in defence.
Spain in their earlier game defeated by Samoa 10 points to 31. And England drawing 14-all. It was the first game of this series. Kenya coming back after being 14-0 down, were able to score 2 converted tries, one right at the death. And now England through Turner, Matt Turner. So much experience from the 24-year-old in his 27th event. Now they look to push it to the left. Rodwell opting inside out, gives it to Brightwell.
That's a poor pass in contact.
Oh, the Spaniards have it now. There's no sweeper in behind for England. And so the option is there for Spain if they've got the players and the pace. Well, you can basically throw a blanket over most of the players that are there. And that's where the space is. Play on, says the referee, wasn't taken out. Here's Norton. This is where he's at his most dangerous. Open spaces out to the right, and that's where they push the ball. England in control. This is Turner. Turner should have too much pace, and he will. England in for their first.
It's a risky play, the chip out of your 22. If you don't regather, you're probably going to get scored against. Turner took full advantage of the turnover ball. The chip kick goes up. And look, there's not much in it. Just a little bit of a body check. The referee, I think, calls that one right. He doesn't have to get out of the way if he's going to the ball. Turner, just a little bit too much pace.
The thing that I like about young kids watching, Turner had the ball in the right hand so that he could defend with the left. Martin Heredia, and look at that, that's all-time try scores for England. Ben Golling's obviously number one with 220, but 77 puts him fifth on the all-time record. And just that, sometimes you see some of the skills where players will put the ball in the wrong hand. We've seen a couple of players do that today, but Turner just knew that if he kept the ball on the right, had the ability to defend with the left. Mind you, he's got too much pace anyway, hasn't he?
Yeah, couldn't get close to him. Conversion was missed. England 5 points to 0.
Reminds me of a young Rod Kafer.
What, the pace, Willie?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Possession there, contested. Falls in the way of the English team, and so looking to try and score their second try in this game just before the break. Spain guilty, and really this is just a baptism coming in as one of the core teams. And you've just seen now the difference between those that have been on the circuit for the 13 years and a team like Spain that play in 3 or 4 tournaments, and they'll get better, they'll improve over the 9 tournaments they'll have this year. Well, he's shot a goal. Lewis Pratt.
Shot a goal, was it? Shot a goal.
Struck it well. He struck it very well.
Well, it's a reflection, Willie, I think, of the respect that they have for the Spanish side. They defend really well. When Spain's had the ball, they've looked after it. England, that unconverted try and the penalty goal gives them an 8 points to 0 lead, but Spanish are right in it.
Let's head inside the Spanish camp and see what's been discussed.
No podemos seguir nosotros cerrando el juego. Hay que cerrarlo si no nos dejan. Conservamos. No nos dejan, conservamos. Podemos, abrimos el juego. Y a correr todos, ¿vale? Buah, es muy importante que ese pie no vaya allí.
A 30% win ratio for the Spanish team on the HSBC 7 Series, and there's Ben Ryan.
Offering, because when we are
Not
pulling
doing
out,
too much talking.
that, and then you set your depth off them. But it's up to us as playmakers to dictate that.
Let me just keep this very simple. Defence is good, you're getting in your right shape. Keep that up, keep the pressure on. In attack, the same adage as always. Work harder off the ball than on the ball. Get us some layers in attack so we can really zip onto it. Yeah. Let's go.
Good piece of advice about being proactive, I suppose, when you haven't got the ball in hand.
Yeah, excellent comment there. Talking about the layers of how they present themselves in support of a player coming from depth, who's worked hard off the ball, who's got himself into a position to hit it at pace. So dangerous in the game of sevens.
Well, the big question many will be asking, watching, and I know that this series is getting plenty of coverage on Twitter as well. What do you make of the new English jerseys? What are your thoughts on that?
Really, I'm no aficionado of fashion, but look, they look bright, they look good, they look like they do the job. I haven't seen any rip today, so we're a good start.
We're underway. Pedro Martin gets underway in the second half of this game. England in the blue. For those of you that have possibly just tuned in, an alternative strip. It's a bit better than the orange, but oh look, I love seeing England in white. I'm just an old fuddy-duddy traditionalist. And so, I'm not sure about the orange that they brought out for a couple of tournaments. So there they are. These talk is that their next game is going to be in a pink jersey. So make sure you stay with us wherever you're watching around the globe. England in pink. in their third match of day one here on the Gold Coast. Well, of course it is Breast Cancer Awareness Week, I think, right around the globe, and so
Heads out.
it could be part of it. Guilty of the turnover here, and so the chip kick and the chase from Heredia, but he's basically just given the ball back to England, and this is where they're at their most dangerous. Now the angle that's run. Good tackle there coming in from Blanco.
Holding on.
There's a chance.
Turnover, and straight away the Spanish look to try and capitalise on the quick play. Rodwell is there, as he always is.
Heads.
This is the man that needs to get the ball in hand, Norton. He can go 75 metres. England down to 6 players at the moment.
Real chance now for the Spanish to counter-attack.
And they push it wide. Canosa is a very good. Blanco, in fact, has options. Pushes it to the right, and here is Ignacio Martin. Martin on Norton. Norton does super well to bring him down. The ball is still alive for Spain. Desperation for England.
Ruck now.
Ball still in possession of the Spanish, and England guilty.
And England are in trouble. They've got a player down in back play.
7 on 6, they should score here. The Spanish, they've got to score. They're queuing up, and there it is. Pedro Martin, the 25-year-old, scores his 13th try.
They look great with the ball in hand. They have in both of their matches here. Good. You knew that Dan Norton would make that tackle in the end. Too much pace. It's a great piece of work here. The players recognise their space to the left of the field. And a nice ball from Rolls over the top. Pedro Martin will score that try.
Not a great kick. Very little that James Rodwell could do. The last defender there were 3 other Spaniards that could have scored. And remember, England were down to 6 players at that stage, so Spain very much back in this game. And it was Turner that was actually down, and he has been replaced.
Carried off the field. A few early injuries today.
Spain advantage to England in the blue. Advantage is over. Mitchell sizes up the options, and he pins his ears back. That's the halfway mark. Well, Spain had to be guilty of going off their feet. It's gone the other way. Holding on. Perhaps another injured player for the English. Canosa moves it out wide. This is Lewis Rolls, the man that threw the pass to set up the try for Martin. Well, Spain looked good when they used the ball and run it into space. Now the step that needed to be moved out from Fejo. Pablo Fejo. There's the counter ruck coming in from England over the top. Play on, says the New Zealand referee.
Blue going forward.
Oh, it ends up as a mess in the middle of the field as we see another player down there in back play. Chris Cracknell getting treatment, and he's going to be potentially stretch it off. That's got, that's ankle problems. Is it? Oh dear.
Yeah, I think it's Mitchell actually. Tom Mitchell, the man.
Yeah, I think it's very sub.
But that is Cracknell. Oh, look at this.
There was the ankle. That was the one before, I think, Turner.
Yeah. Well, major concerns with Chris Cracknell, the 28-year-old, 29th event. He doesn't look out. I'll tell you what, it takes a lot to remove a player in the class of Chris Cracknell. Commonwealth Games representative, Rugby World Cup in Dubai some 3 years ago. And don't forget, of course, another edition of the Sevens Rugby World Cup in Moscow in June next year. This is where that was the first injury to the ankle. That was the next one too. Well, it was Cracknell there. He actually arrived and then he rolled over. He obviously, well, the knee is where they've got the ice. Let's have a look at some of the stats, right? And obviously passes completed favour England only by 3.
But it's the tackle completion. The Spanish haven't missed a tackle. 14 tackles made, 0 misses. You don't often see that in a game of sevens. Been fantastic. England have missed the 3 as the crowd are enjoying themselves here today. Some dodgy dancing, no question about that.
Well, there's the completion rate of tackles in Spain have been good. There's another stat that we've spoken about, pass completed, and there's the errors. Far too many for England.
Great opportunity here for Spain.
Wow, Spain looked good. Ball in hand. Just on that one occasion, they needed to move it. They had two players out to the left, and Fajo went into contact. And it was from there, as we see.
Crouch. Touch.
Wow, major concerns for England with two injuries and guilty of early engagement. Fajo, look at Spain, they've got their tails up now, looking to try and get through the space. Good tackle there coming in from Mitchell. Ball is there, still possession with Spain. Well, they look to go one way and then come back. That's a bad option. Maybe just a little bit of inexperience at this level. But they're in no hurry, are the Spaniards. Fajo, he's their playmaker. Options both way. Three players each side. They opt to come to the left. Kano drives inside the English 22. This is Ignacio Martinez scored. This will put Spain ahead. The man from the San Sebastian club scores try number 18 in his career. And what a moment.
Was involved in the earlier try. Great break. And he gets an opportunity here from halfback, just uses his size and strength to burst through the tackle. Martin, what a great moment for Spanish rugby.
Well, they've never beaten England in the HSBC 7 series. Wow, big moment. And also here for the conversion, he's looking to add the extras of the try. And so they have drawn on one occasion, 19 all. And that was in 2001 in Cardiff. 2nd of June, 19 all.
Long time between drinks for the Spanish. Great opportunity.
Wow, they've got injury concerns, have England, and this is a man that can turn the game around. Dan Norton looks one way and then goes wide. Mitchell. This is better play from England, but good defence also from Spain. Been effective, looking to try and get the turnover. This is Norton. This is how dangerous Norton is. Knock on there, the Spaniards will get possession. Now they look to hold it. This is Fajo. Fajo identifies there's no sweep with a kick. How's the bounce? Well, taken brilliantly there. This is pressure for England. They've got 30 seconds and they need to go 90 metres. Norton. Now they look to move it wide. The Spaniards could be down and out, and they will be. It's a foot race. Martin is coming across. Too much class shown by England. Jeff Williams. What a try, what a moment to score. Just his second event and his second try on the World Series. And look how much it means to this English team. Down and out, and 85 metres later, the man that came on, the fresh legs, he backed himself and just went for it.
He did, and that's their first tackle miss. What a time to miss your first tackle of the match, right at the death. 7 seconds left on the clock. A runaway try. A little chip kick.
Look at the elation. Never lost to Spain, only one draw, and they will keep their unbeaten record, will England. Injury concerns will be a problem for Ben Ryan. Well, let's hear from that man, Ben Ryan. He's with Seb Lozier.
Oh, Ben, a get out of jail card there at the end. Injury concerns are not quite clicking for you yet.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right. We've got a couple of nasty injuries there, and we picked up one in the first game. Hey, these things happen to everybody, and we've just got to deal with them and get on, and